So we're going to try this all over again. My name is Rob, part of the Melanated Council, which is there. Boom, right there in the corner. Okay. We typically go live Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and wherever else you're at in the world, you can find us live there. As always, please like, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Whether you're watching us on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch, always drop that follow. Always drop that's the like, that subscribe, and you just come in and have some fun, okay? So that's that. So this whole time I was doing this introduction, my crazy tail thought that I wasn't my crazy tail thought that I wasn't muted and that my mic was live. And yeah, I was on mute the whole time. Happy Tuesday. What's up, chat? Hey, what's going on, chat? What it do? What it do? So glad for you to show up. Glad for you to tune in. And yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get the show on the road. We're gonna get this party started. We're gonna get it jumping. How was everybody's weekend? What did everybody do this weekend? That's pretty much going to be the round table before we jump into our discussion for tonight. And I could type. That'd be great. Boom. So there goes the question for today. How was everyone's weekend? And so, and again, if you guys are tuning in, if you're new to the stream, basically, we understand that life happens. We understand that things happen at the most best times, worst of times. And even though we're not surrounded by each other 24/7, even though, yes, we do have a Discord and whatnot, I will do this here on Discord. Stop it. Stop it. I'll make sure I'll post the link as well. Let's see. So that way, if you guys want to join into the Discord, you are more than welcome to do so. Yep. So this is our Discord. This is where if you want to come in, hang out, shoot the breeze, whatever the case may be, you are more than welcome to do so. But again, going back to this question here, again, how was everyone's weekend? And like I said before, my nose is a little itchy, allergies or whatnot, dust, pollen. Anyways, so with that being said, again, we typically do this as a check-in moment, make sure everybody mentally is good, emotionally is good, physically is good. Just want to make sure that everybody's good before we jump right into the topic. And this gives us a chance to kind of play catch up and this, that, and the third. So that's what's going on and everything else. So again, just drop how your weekend was and just tell us a little bit about what happened. So we play a little bit of a round robin and play some catch up. I know that for me on my end, weekend was um weekend was very interesting. Ooh, ew, yuck. That sucks. But I get it. I get it. It's been going around. I know. What was it last week? I was still dealing with a bunch of mucus stuff and whatnot, congestion. So last week, I think last week, Wednesday or Thursday, I was coming around feeling a lot better than what I did the previous 2 weeks. So I get it, dude. I get it. I get it. And it's been, and I know in my neck of the woods, it's been going around. Like everybody is getting smacked around with it. You know, like one of my good friends had Oh, what is it? Basically had the same thing that I had, basically the same thing that the missus had, same thing that my daughter had, where it'll be a cold, and then the cold will turn into like a sore throat, no fever, no fever, sore throat, and then like a lot of the mucus build up, a lot of congestion in the chest, a lot of and again a lot of the things in the sinus area was just draining and whatnot. So it's been going around a lot. I know I still got to deal with a lot of the mucusy stuff, but I got some Mucinex, and I know I also got a nasal spray that the missus got me, and so that clears me up right away. And yeah, been good. So weekend, weekend was a doozy. I had to go to two funerals. One of which, the first one that I went to, I knew the guy personally, and he was pretty much close to my age. I knew his brother. His brother, I know his brother. His brother lives across the street from me, and so every now and then when I see him, I see his brother. He'll come by, swing by. You know, really good kid, really solid kid, really good kid. He got into a car accident, and he was pretty much dead on the scene. So went to his home, went to his funeral on Saturday, and then within the same day, um, had to go to another one. My stepdad, his nephew passed away, and his nephew was about the same. It was got me beat by like a year, so he was a year older than me, and he passed away and whatnot, and so I had to go to his homegoing. So I had to go to his funeral services as well, and so it was just really really like weird because during the last funeral I was at, I was told that this was the fifth funeral that they had to do for a young person within the past month. And that spoke volumes. I'm like, wow, okay. So a lot of young people are going. Yeah, no, it's all good. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But even there, here's the crazy thing about it too. The crazy thing about it, the same time that I found out that my neighbor, his brother, had passed in a car accident. There's a family that me and the missus know personally back in Colorado Springs. Um, we know the mom. The mom lost her son in a car accident, and her son is roughly around about the same age as my oldest son. So that kind of put in a whole new spin on things, a whole new like it put a whole new perspective on a lot of things. And it was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like I can't believe, you know, he's gone, especially in a car accident. So it was like it was just it rocked me in a way where I'm like, man, that's nuts. That is super nuts. Super nuts. So raw generation. I mean, I and again, it's just, and again, the more I think about it, and the more how I'm putting things together, it's just I really don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to explain it other than the fact that it's just been very weird, very odd. Some people could say, coincidental. Some people could say this. Some people could say that. It's just very and again, I really don't know how to put it, the words to say. It's just wow. At the end of the day, it's just wow. So after the funerals, took the missus on a date, and we bought some incense. We haven't bought incense since we were teens, and we got some incense. And then after that, we went to go see Creed 3. Now, if you guys haven't seen Creed 3, holy crap. You talk about a very emotional movie, a very oh, I appreciate it, L. I appreciate it, L. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, Creed 3, holy crap. If you guys haven't seen Creed 3, go see it. Very emotional, very gripping. The action is there, the storytelling is good. I mean, you got two arguably the best black male actors in one film, like, you know, doing their thing. And it's amazing, it's phenomenal to see that. And so if you haven't seen Creed 3, I highly suggest to go watch Creed 3. Oh man, you first time chatter, you are going to meet this lovely thing that we we love to do. We love to do this. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to, yeah, we're going to take you out of there because we ain't got time for that. Anyways, so Creed 3, go watch that, go see it. If you haven't done so, please, I highly suggest watching Creed 3. Now, funny thing about this too, then I'm bring on my other two hosts. At the same time as watching Creed 3, coming out, younger couple came out and they were in the middle of watching Cocaine Bear and they walked out. And so, the girl she's talking to her boyfriend, fiance, whatever the case may be, and like, yeah, the movie was trash. It was garbage. It's dumb. It was stupid. And so, like, oh, what movie you guys just got done watching? Oh, we just left. We just walked out of Cocaine Bear. Like, really? Yeah. And we told them that we just got to watch Creed 3. They're like, we were going to watch. We were going to see it. How was it? We're like, dude, it's a tearjerker. If you are a person who is very emotional and you like and if you like drama and if you like action and whatnot, all mixed in one film, Creed 3, that's the one. And they were like, we were going to see that. It was like, yeah, we saw it in IMAX. And so that was, again, a totally different experience. And so we told them that towards the end of this month, we're coming back to the movies again and we're going to see John Wick 4 and we're going to be good for a while. So yes. Creed 3, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And Cocaine Bear, if you're planning to go see Cocaine Bear, don't. It's garbage. It's trash. Don't even do it. Mm-mm. Don't even spend your money. Wait for that bad boy to come out on like streaming services or on DVD. Matter of fact, wait until it comes out on DVD so you can rent it from the Red Box. There you go. So that's that. Next, going to bring in our first host for the evening. She is a very lovely young lady. She has her own podcast, which is phenomenal and it's hilarious and it gets you to think. And she's just a very phenomenal young lady. Um, what more can I say about her other than that? Mish, sorry, nah, no, no, it is not a masterpiece. Cocaine Bear, from what I've been told and whatnot, it's like today's modern music. They just wanted to make a film. That's it. They just wanted to make a film. That's it. With today's modern music, they just want to make music. It doesn't necessarily have to be good music, but they just want to make music. The movie is not necessarily a good movie. They just wanted to make a movie. And it shows. And it shows. So, um, going back to our host, she is phenomenal. She's amazing. She has her own podcast, the Agreeable Gray Area Podcast. I like to call it A Gap. And oh, Mish. Since you're modding, since you're in, do exclamation point A gap, please. If you could do that for me one good time. Hello. Ooh, is that a first time chatter? You are a first time chatter. You are. Yes. There you go. There you go. Boom. Right here. If you guys please go and show the homie L some love and everything else on her podcast and all that other good stuff. I couldn't find like a easier format. My bad. L, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. I just took the link and I copied the link and I pasted it on here and didn't realize that it was going to be like this big garbage of mess. But I'm here to promote your podcast. That's all. At the end of the day, I'm here to promote your podcast. Yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. So let me bring in the one, the only, and the lovely L coming to the stage now.
Hey. No, thank you so much, Ron. Yeah, I was actually about to just thank you in the chat on YouTube, actually. So,
You good?
but hey, I'm doing it here. It's kind of better. Um, yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for stopping by. And we're gonna, get to that later. Usually on
Mm-hmm.
the Melanated Council, we like to just, kind of ease in and just like talk about what we've been up to and,
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
hang out. Like a lot of us are, friends here, but everybody is always welcome.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
But yeah, no, let us know how you're doing. Sup
Please.
pipe. Sup pipe kind of reminds me of that. What's that? How does it go? Like Cécile n'est pas une pipe. That this is not a pipe. Said in French. That painting of a pipe, but it's not a pipe
Mm.
because it's a picture of a pipe. So it has a pipe, and then written under it says, "This is not a pipe." This is technically true. Um,
Technically,
yeah, technically. But yeah, I've been doing all right. I don't think I did anything, you know, that awesome over the weekend. I hung out with my friend in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Like he just moved over there. And yeah, like we were trying to like go like rent one of those like bikes to like kind of just bike around and, because I guess like he and I are trying to kind of get into cycling, so this was kind of like a soft launch into cycling. So without having to buy a bike. Oh no, I'm sorry.
yeah, same,
Yeah, but
same.
but yeah, unfortunately we weren't able to bike around because like we tried to like walk to like this one um like rent a bike place, but it looks like it was like the area around it was like under construction. And
Mm-hmm.
then we tried to drive to like this park where that had it, but there was like an event going on in the park, which was really cool. It was like a live jazz event.
Nice.
Yeah, there were like two stages, so like you can be on one side of the park enjoying the jazz, or you can be on like another side of the park enjoying like another set of jazz players. It was actually pretty cool. I was like,
Nice.
man, this is like the fun stuff that you can enjoy when you're, when you live in a city or at least near a city. Like him driving to the place only took like 5 minutes, whereas for me it took like 30.
Mm.
But so that was a lot of fun. We just like hung out. Like I went back to his place and we like played some video games, and like we just hung out with his boyfriend and watched TV. I was like, it was a chill time. It never goes away. Exactly, Chad. Exactly. No. Now, like when you all were talking about, like those young folks dying in car accidents, like
Mm-hmm.
either like I feel as though everybody knows someone who has died in a car accident or knows someone who knows someone. Like it's not
Mm,
you're not too far of like a degree of separation.
right.
Yeah. Like I know I've mentioned this several times. Like my cousin died in a car accident,
Mm,
and it's like it's insane. Like you know, it's one of the reasons why I'm like I get so upset about like cars and car infrastructure. Like I could go on and on about it. Like I know that Chad can do the same, but it's just like over the weekend when I was like hanging out with my friend and we were walking to the bike place, like the walk was just absolutely miserable. Like,
mm,
it was just like you're walking on the sidewalk's like this wide and right next to like traffic. And then there's like parts where like I guess like where like the street lights are. So like that poling kind of juts out
mhm.
into the sidewalk. So you have to like walk around it. And then the sidewalk goes from like 8 inches to 2 inches wide. And then,
Ouch.
of course, I'm exaggerating. I don't know how wide a sidewalk is. Probably like 8 feet.
Really?
Probably not. I think it's probably even less than that. Honestly, I feel like someone who's 6 foot could probably lay. Like, how wide do you think a sidewalk is? Because I don't know. Maybe your sidewalks up there are better than mine. Mine are just like they're just
True.
there. Like they're just there. Like because like they legally have to be sort of thing. Like they're
Right.
it's there's no like trees really shading it. There's nothing like
Mhm.
making it pleasant to walk. Like the like it's just very miserable. Like so also like it was hot as hell. It was probably like 80 something, like high 80s. And it was kind of
Mm,
nice because like I haven't really been like outside in a while.
mm,
So it was kind of like I didn't mind the walk. The walk wasn't like too bad, but it
right.
was just like the weather wasn't too bad. It was just I don't know, just being along the street and then like rushing across the intersections and people not really looking when they're turning right, or people not really looking when they're turning left either.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah,
Playing Frogger in real life. Yep.
right. Legal Frogger too. I'm not like crossing the
Yes.
shit. Like I'm crossing the crosswalk. A sign that has a pressure sensor that flips you the bird as you walk up to it. Pretty much. It's
Sounds
like
about right.
it's like what are you doing? Walk in. It's like I'm sorry that we were trying to experience the world around us in a different way, not in a car.
Exactly. And like plus the weather's nice, I wanted to get in some mileage and whatnot, but you want to flip me off? You know what? Street sign, screw you too.
I know. I know. But that was like my big thing.
Hmm.
I hate social media because like I read like today that Florida filed for like a 6 week abortion ban, and my very wonderful sane governor will probably not fascist at all, not even a little bit. Uh,
Oh man. Oh man. That dude.
yeah, so that's probably gonna go into effect. I don't know when, but whenever. That's very scary. It's
Probably
just
by the night.
huh?
I said probably by the night, knowing him.
Yeah, or just like
Knowing him.
honestly, what's tomorrow's what Women's Day? It's probably gonna be tomorrow, knowing his bitch ass.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah, because like you, yeah, that's probably what he's gonna do. That's probably what he's going to do. It's like, oh, we're gonna like, he's gonna I don't know, chalk it up to like it being like protecting women and families to control our bodies. because he's a freaking psycho. Hey, Rocky.
Hey, Rocky.
My governor. My governor.
Yes.
Or I don't know. Is it illegal if if only if I write a blog about him, then I have to like register it to the state or some crap. He's like,
Wait, what?
yeah, there's some crap about that too. Like I'm telling you, it's fucking fascism.
Wow.
Like it's like I don't like, yeah, he's like soft launching fascism in the state. Hey, girl.
Gil.
Meatball Ron. Yeah, I don't know if you watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, but I watch it, and that's where I first heard about Meatball Ron. I feel like it's like way too like endearing of a name to give him.
Not me, the other Ron. Just
Okay,
just
I'll just stop dating.
Oh, what? Well, hold on. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, whether they're wrong or right. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm just saying the dude has a long track record of being not good. Just a long one. Just saying, just throwing that one out there. Has a long track record of not necessarily being good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where the meatball came from. I can't remember. Well, I don't know. I feel like
I'm not even going to.
It's like,
nah.
I don't know. What did Trump do now? I think he gave Ron DeSantis the nickname Meatball Ron. I don't know.
I mean, well, this is Trump we're dealing with, so who knows? Who knows what this man is doing? But before we go any further, Elle, would you mind doing the honors of bringing the last person, the person of courage?
Absolutely. I thought you'd never ask.
Oh, but of course. Go for it.
So this gentleman who's about to join the stage is as far from a meatball as humanly possible. In fact, he will eat all the balls of meat that are presented in front of him, as long as they're within a 2-month range, or or smells okay from the fridge. I don't know where I'm going. He must be onto something because this man is quite the genius. So perhaps we are in the wrong. So without further ado, I bring on the one, the only, Toby.
Toby.
Yes, I love it. Yes, trying to be more careful with these balls of meat and other things, but we out here.
Pause.
Yeah, I know. Phrasing. I almost put phrasing in the live chat. I was like phrasing, or, but but I just saw that comment that said pop to me. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Gil, Mish, Chad, Rocky. I'll be there for you. Hopefully, they're lagging. My computer actually seems like it's been semi-okay. So I'd be surprised if I am lagging. But it looks like you two are like... Oh, wait, no. Okay, I think settle down.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes I don't move enough. I'm sure if I had like a Apple Watch or something, it probably just registers me as like dead or something.
Ouch. Wow. Okay.
The police will just come to my door doing a wellness check, like an actual one. It's like, oh no, I'm fine.
Wow. That's funny. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm straight. So,
Those
Toby.
wellness checks because you just don't move enough. That's crazy. What's up?
how was your weekend, sir?
What happened?
Your weekend. How was your
Oh,
weekend?
Yes.
I was like, hopefully it didn't cut out again. Yeah. It was fine. I saw Ari Lennox yesterday, so that was cool.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
Nice.
I had a ticket for free. Actually, I wonder if she's gonna come on. Message her. But my friend Deanna, who sometimes is here in the chat, she had it. So I appreciate you, D. If you're watching or not, because she had an extra ticket, and it was great because I was already gonna go to this concert, but I would have paid for it, and so the fact that I got this free ticket worked perfectly. As a sort of birthday weekend celebration, which I didn't really do a real birthday celebration. That's going to be in the works. Not really anytime. I don't even know how that's going to work, honestly.
Mhm.
You know, so I just did like a few random things. A friend invited me. First, a friend invited her just to come over and cook on Friday. Her and another friend of mine were like, hey, we can come over, which I relate to my original friends. And by the time like it came back, like I go from the table, of course, but by the time I was firm, we weren't free anymore. So I was like, okay, well, that was kind of interesting. I was to still go to the other place, who had given me the second offer. It was really like it was like after there was it wasn't as consistent, so okay, I have to really carefully, and so I went to and saw some friends. So cool. It was a little weird from there. But then by the time like I like the ball, do it's always in the air, but like
Yeah, Toby, your internet's taking you to like the Matrix or something.
For real. I think Tobot, wow.
Yeah. Okay, I think you're frozen, Toby.
Uh-oh.
I know that Toby has an interesting laptop where it can either be charging or use Wi-Fi. Yeah, like it can't do both.
can you hear me now?
Barely.
Yeah, I don't know. My battery's not nearly as low, and I charged it like I was charging it before I started the stream. Not very long before, but long enough that it's at 3%. It's like at 21, which is well more than low battery. So I don't know if you can hear me right now or if it's still breaking up.
No, we can see you and hear you now. It's just that beforehand
it just goes in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Well, that's great. No one talked about inviting some girlfriend over for dinner. He was like, no, and that's weird because I don't think like my internet in general has been fine. I was just watching TV on, the Amazon Fire before we started, or not even just then, but like earlier, and that was fine. my work computer. Everything seemed to be connecting fine. I'm not charging my computer anymore, but usually that's not a problem unless I'm at low battery. So like, I don't know. I plugged it out just in case, which sucks because then it will actually die, but not immediately. Long story short, I just did a bunch of various things over the weekend and was able to go to this gala, which was cool on Saturday, and Sunday was the concert. So sleep has been terrible, but I was able to wake up early, like 8 something, 9. I mean, I was like active in the 9 o'clock range, which is like a miracle because I was waking up. I was going to bed consistently, like no earlier than 6 a.m. or 5, and I easily could have gone to bed like at 10 a.m. some days. Like on Saturday, for instance, waking up at like 6 p.m. at best. I think 3 p.m. was the earliest I woke up last week because I was sick the whole week.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, not really being able to sleep very well and just a whole lot of terrible stuff. Like cold symptoms. And I'm still like shaking a little bit of it, but I feel way better now than I did this time last week for sure. So yeah, got a better over cool. Saw a concert, went to a gala, had some friends cook dinner on Friday, which was nice. Hopefully I'm able to still like do something a little more celebratory, but I've just been like trying to deal with the here and now. I have to catch up on a bunch of stuff for work too. So I was out basically all of last week. I was supposed to be doing a week-long training, but I could barely even attend that because I felt so terrible. So I want to still catch up on that training, and then I have like my actual work responsibilities, which are not related to the training. But I had a good meeting today, so that was good. Sunday was the concert. Yesterday, I don't remember what I did exactly yesterday. I got some food. I got a free Jersey Mike's sub.
Nice.
There's like a bunch of free food kind of options, like basically things that are like free food, dessert, blah blah, for different like restaurants that I signed up for, like their like rewards club. And I always put like I already signed up for some in the past few years, but I like went through a whole list on last week Wednesday night, March 1st, and I was like, let me just go through all of these. But I don't have an account. Oh, I actually have Sephora. I bought something from Sephora because I got a free gift, and then I used the opportunity to buy something. This is of course how I get you, but I try to make this cost effective.
What did you get at Sephora?
There was like some like I don't even remember what the gift. Like there was like a gift. Like I had a bunch of things. I might have had like some kind of lotion. Like it was kind of like a bag. Like it was like I don't remember what the package was, but I was like, and then there was like this Brazilian bum cream. Like I've seen that, like little yellow dome thing. That Brazilian bum cream, which I guess is general like lotion that you can use. But I've definitely seen people with this like kind of like rounded little thing. Like if you look at the container, it's gonna look very familiar because it's like a yellow, like yellow and white, like a yellow lid in a white container. It's like a dome shaped lid. But that I think arrived today, but I didn't get to see it because I didn't go out to that. So I'm just trying to like make the most of everything that I can. They're gonna run me with money. I'm gonna download something. Looking laptop, you don't want to die. Wait for you to insert this last few days. I'm dead. Right now, my computer's even plugged. So like I'm not there's no plugged in, and I'm not even like dead yet. So I don't really know if it's acting up. Sephora mine. No, I would not be spending Sephora for fun. It was literally just to make an account on there. I made a Victoria's Secret account even. I was like, I'm gonna make everything because this might come in handy one day if I get a free reward and I can use it on someone else. I mean, Sephora had some stuff that was actually relatively gender neutral, like, or at least like it was mostly women stuff, but like there was stuff that I could have used for myself, including the one that I got. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like some kind of moisturizer or something for hair, something that was like skin, and it's like makeup stuff, not so useful, but everything else, yeah, I can still use it. Victoria's Secret, maybe not so much, but I was like, hey, it's on the list, so let me sign up for a free account and maybe this will come in handy if I want to buy a gift for someone else down the line. I don't know. He seems to be hearing me because he definitely made a reference to Sephora. But and I think you seem to be catching an L, and Ron hopefully. Blink, I guess, twice if you're.
Yeah. What?
You just don't hand off years old dreaded woman. I'm dead. Be like in the moment. But that's really me. The rest of the month is going to be interesting. I'm going to go to a concert tomorrow or Thursday for JID or JID and Smino. I guess they've been doing like concerts, like they have a tour. And I don't really know their music that well, but I've heard the kind of style, lo-fi type beats, rapping, very kind of melodic. So I'm like, I could get tickets for JID, Smino, but like the range of tickets for the good seats will be like $100 tomorrow or $160 for Thursday. And I'm like, heck no. Even though you can pay with Klarna. So, I really only would be paying a limited amount, like maybe 30 something today, but it's not good because I use Klarna for like a lot of these tickets for concerts, and so it still adds up. But yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool. I think it would be dope, but it's just like, I don't know, like that's time. Like it's not even the money; it's the time. It's like, I want to spend tomorrow or Thursday, and I already have another event I was planning on going to Thursday, like this Black Wealth building event that got rescheduled from a few weeks ago for this Thursday. And then I had told a friend that I might come and hang out later in the evening. And I'm like, so if I go to the concert Thursday, that's a lot. If I go tomorrow is a free day. But because it's a free day, it's like I'm trying to treasure my free days a lot more. And I can be spontaneous, but I'm also very aware and cognizant of like my limited time here in this apartment before I have to move. Plus, like just days that I need for myself to finish stuff. And Mondays and Wednesdays are like my two freest days of the week. So I had to decide if I want to get tickets for tomorrow or Thursday, or if I'm just gonna miss out. Decisions. But yep, that's about that.
Nice.
Okay, that's awesome. I love Ari Lennox.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always known of her, but it was really Deanna who actually like because we did like a drive all the way from here, Boston, to Maryland over Thanksgiving because we were both from the same hometown, even though we didn't know each other at all until like coming here to Boston. We met like a few years ago, and we only met in person like I don't even know in 2021, and then we didn't see each other for like a year, like June 2021 to like August of last year, and we saw each other more like in person that time. So like, on one of those drives, she was like playing a bunch of our Lennox songs, and then there's like some Jasmine Sullivan and some other stuff. So I was like, okay, cool vibes. And then when I found out about the concert, she told me. I think I found out about it already, but she also told me that she was definitely going. And when I actually asked her like, hey, what section are you going to be sitting in? Because I want to get my ticket for your section. And she was like, wait, I actually might have an extra one. So that was like weeks ago. So I was like, okay, I really hope the extra one is here because I didn't buy these tickets earlier when it would be technically cheaper. Though weirdly enough, tickets for the day of were only like $56. But if I bought it like even a few weeks ago, it would have been like 70 something. So it's really weird how sometimes the day of tickets can be a lot cheaper than tickets from earlier. Like it's kind of dumb. That's what happened to me when I was trying to see an artist last week. On Wednesday. Not last week. I was sick last week, the week before last. And the tickets got so much cheaper after I bought them. Anyway, that was a hot mess. So I'm not gonna get back into that. All right, I'm gonna plug in my computer, so I might go into the Obito dimension for a moment, but I'm gonna let someone else take over.
Okay. No, it's looking like. Can you guys see me and hear me all right? Guys? No, because it's
I
saying
hear
that
you.
my.
I
Oh,
see
okay.
it. Sorry.
Okay. Now it looks like Ron is frozen. Okay. Thank you for.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Well, I'm gonna still listen on my device. I just need to step out
Okay.
for a second.
All right. Okay, awesome. Because it looks like Ron's a little frozen, and for whatever reason, my internet connection is not good. Slight delay on site. Hearing's great. All right, well, I'm probably not moving around enough. Hopefully. Damn it! Like, no, my internet connection's getting so bad. That's not good. Anyways, so to jump into the topic, hopefully everything's looking okay. But yeah, to jump into the topic, how to date without breaking the bank. So, um, this month we're going to be talking about money. So this is we kind of want to talk about like ideas and like cheap dates, cheap ways to still go out, still enjoy yourself without feeling like you have to spend a whole lot of money. Ron, sorry, I've just kind of brought you on, but you seem to be okay. Or maybe he's not. Yeah, no, sorry everybody. I don't know what's going on with like the internet connection. Like, ooh, yikes. Ron, I could see you. Can you? 1 second. Okay.
I do seem to hear you.
Okay. Now it seems like.
Well,
Sorry. Am I okay? Sorry, guys. It's like it's saying that my internet connection is really low. Okay, so I'm blurry.
I think you're good. I mean, I don't know if I'm possibly like I would have just said it's problem on my end, but it seems like overall it does seem like that. I'm gonna mute so that it doesn't echo, but I'm gonna try to like listen to the stream while you're going, and I'll let you know, or I guess chat if you're okay, because I can't tell how bad things are relatively just from my end being bad, or if it's like no, the actual stream viewing is a little off.
Right. Okay. Yeah, now it seems like Toby has the strongest connection right now. Or is Toby the only one who sounds good? I know, Chad. I mean, honestly, Starbucks dates. Like, funny enough, Starbucks dates aren't even cheap. Like, one of my good friends was saying how. One of my good friends was saying how, like, when he was dating, a lot of women would want to go to Starbucks. I guess with like the assumption that it's cheap, probably. But getting a coffee is one thing, but the whole other thing is like, getting the coffee with like the sandwich and maybe like something else, and it adds up because like they would actually want like some people actually go to Starbucks for lunch. I don't think I've ever really eaten any of the food from Starbucks, but like let me know how that even tastes. Uh-oh. Yeah, sorry, we're having an issue with Ron. For whatever reason, they're not trying to join the stream and it's not letting him in. Do not get a second day. I don't know, like you can do something, like a little, you could do something. Well, I don't know. I never ordered any of the sandwiches, but the sandwiches are like at least over Like, what's the price of those like little sandwiches at Starbucks? Not even sure. 'Cause I know like a coffee can come out to like $7, $8. Can I get a cup of water? Pretty much. Oh. Okay. Yeah, my internet connection's really bad. Toby, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I think I do. Let me turn that down because I was like trying to listen along. I think I do hear you. You look like you're not. Well, I know you said don't move around, but your screen does look actually frozen. Yeah, there definitely was a bit of a jump there.
Oh boy. Okay.
But I hear you better than I see you for sure.
Okay. I just know that the seeing can be kind of annoying. I don't know. I don't know if something's going on with my internet today because even like my work computer was acting up. So like maybe I need to like turn off my internet and turn it back on. Honestly, that'll probably fix it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's a bug going around. You could say.
Right, internet bug. If I ask someone coffee and they act like it's a free restaurant, they're the asshole. Then again, I'm an old man. No, I agree, Chad. Like that's the thing. Like because like with coffee places, like with coffee dates, because they usually have like an extra thing, you might feel a little bit pressure to get the extra thing, you know? So like that's why the first day with my boyfriend actually, I suggested we just go to a like smoothie shop because someone because like a smoothie shop, like a smoothie is kind of food, you know? Like it's kind of like a meal. It's like it can be a little pricey, but I feel like they're still like under $10, at least like you know, like there might be like an acai bowl type thing where you can add like stuff to it, but if you just get like a smoothie or something, you didn't no, because like the trust like you know, I go to coffee shops like all the time. Like if you get the coffee and if you get like an empanada or something or get something else, hey,
Holy crap.
Yeah, no. I don't
Hey, we're back
like,
out here.
Yeah. I don't think I'll solve with the smoothie. Because like you know, I was trying to find somewhere that's like close to where we live. You know, like he lives right around the corner, but like also something that's like cheap but also chill. Like I wouldn't really want like a coffee at night, you know, but like there's some smoothie places that stay open until like 8, 9, 10 o'clock, you know. So it's like, okay, what's something that's like not a whole meal that you order a drink with, or even if you order water, it's still like, you know, kind of pricey. And it's like, you know, something that's just kind of low key. Like, so I figured like a smoothie shop wouldn't be like too bad. But yeah, you know, like, let me know if you guys have any other like, you know, cheap date ideas, or even if like you've been dating for a while and like, you know, times are a little tough, like, you know, like fun things you could do. You know, for example, the whole classic. I mean, I guess it's cold where a lot of you guys are, but there's the whole classic of like, you know, buying like a cheap bottle of wine and get some like cheeses with crackers and have like a little, you know, nice little date like in the park with like a picnic blanket. Like
Not here, not yet.
Mm.
Nope. The weather's too unpredictable. Too unpredictable.
No, I can imagine. Picnic with the local sandwich place. Not a bad idea.
You make with a local sandwich place. I mean, yeah, yeah. But even then, like,
Oh shoot.
Looks like he's coming back though, but Yeah, no, I gotta restart some shit real quick to make sure because I feel like I'm on my last leg.
Oh dang, you're on your ass. You're on your last L.
Still,
Oh my gosh. I guess Restream does not want us to be great today.
Picnic idea is interesting though. I've never actually. I don't remember the last time I've been on a picnic, like an actual like, oh, we have a blanket and you have like food. People like I see people post things like that on Instagram where you have like these picnics, not even just romantically, but like a lot of friends maybe, like female friend, like a lot of like good like women friends will go together and you'll see them in like a picnic, all looking nice, sundress, whatever. And I'm like, I can't relate. Like I have not been on a picnic. That's actually a great, that just makes me think that could be like a good like Black Boston event. Like let's go to picnic in the park. Like there have been events in the park where some people definitely have lawn chairs and they can bring stuff that can be picnic guests, but the event itself is more of like a big festival. So I mean maybe people get their own patch of grass, but to have like a picnic, like it would be interesting. Like you can maybe purchase things like the cheese crackers, make your own charcuterie board, ham, like meats, whatever. You could get the thing of wine. I think that would be so interesting. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. I'm gonna bring this up to my friend who's like one of the main organizers for the Boston Young Black Professionals. Even though the weather's not gonna be warm for a while, but a picnic would be kind of dope. Like you just have to have a space that you can like I guess reserve or that's big enough that will be open. And then set everything else, set everything up. But it would make an interesting like brunch-ish, day party-ish, or just like event, a picnic. Yeah. Boom. I'm here, come through. What was that, man?
I know what that means. No, I get it. Yeah. Am here, come through. Does that count? I mean, technically, yeah, it does count. But then again, at the same time, it's like you still want to kind of be what am I looking for? You still want to finesse it in a right way. You still want to have some kind of finesse to it. So it kind of doesn't come off like you're not being for real, but at the same time, you still want to be inviting. You still want to be cordial. You still want to at the end of the day have the anticipation of maybe a second date. You know? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Really? Were you on a date? Stop by Costco.
So you're using the Costco / Sam's Club samples as your date. Yo, can you imagine?
I mean, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's clever. That's clever. I actually got to stop by Sam's Club. Speaking of which, I actually got to stop by Sam's Club. Yeah. Been a member with them for a while and I haven't utilized their stuff recently. Thank you, Rocky, for putting that plug in. Thank you. But another cheap date idea, which I don't know if Elle brought it up or whatnot, but like taking a walk in the park, you know. I like the chicken bake. Go for it. The controversial, the better. Hold on. There you go. That's a pickup line. That's a pickup line.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're using this up here. Now you're using this. Yeah. So hey, having a lot of fun out here. Be better with you. Come through. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. That'll work. And if it don't work, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. If it don't work, it don't work. But that'll work. But no, again, going back, to the picnic idea. If you can't do a picnic, just take just like, I don't know, go get cup of coffee or some water or whatever the case may be, and just take a stroll in the park, and just walk, talk, and everything else. I know sometimes there come on, Mish, Mish. There you go. That's really using your brain. Yes. Tuesday nights at 9. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That works too. That works too. So instead of Netflix and chill, you got TMC and chill. Boom.
And I
Tell
never
you.
actually tried these. Well, over Tuesday night. Well, okay, that would be a little weird for me because I'm actually one of these people streaming. But
Yes, sir.
the actual, the actual other ideas, I'm trying to think if I've actually like done these kind of stereotypically like simple, like cheap. Like the park is a good one, like for sure, especially
Mhm.
like warm weather. Um,
Yes.
though I don't know, like if I was gonna be like, hey, let's go to the Boston Common, I don't know, like or like a very public area. I'm not sure how they would like it. I guess it depends on the park and like what you're kind of doing. Now, one event that that's not a cheap idea, but I know someone like one girl posted something about like I would never like gas up a man or say something good about a man, but like oh, basically she was like this guy brought me on a date to the bookstore and he let me buy anything that I wanted. And he was like, normally I would never guess up a man of all people, but they were hardcovers. So like I guess hardcovers are good quality, and more
Oh
expensive.
wow.
But that's not a cheap idea. What would be cheap though is if you wanted to like do some browsing, right? I mean, I don't know, going shopping for instance, that's kind of crazy. Like that would not be a cheap date idea, but maybe window
Hmm.
shopping, like because girls can be taking a while to go shop stereotypically, right? And so if you just like would accompany her, but it kind of is a little weird because it's like if you're not going to be the one to pay for it, is it really a date? Um,
Mm.
but you go to the library, that definitely could be like if you know the person. Someone I haven't been to a library in a very long time. I'm not gonna lie, like it's actually really bad to
Hmm.
say, but I haven't been to a library since like university days. College libraries. I haven't been to like an actual public library probably since I was a kid, like even maybe as a teenager. Um, but and then there's the Boston Public Library, but that's more of like a famous type of like tourist place, not like literally going there for the books. Um, and I thought of going to like the public library, kind of a separate conversation, but I thought of going to the public library a few times. Um,
Hmm.
and I even looked it up like a week ago or so, like how, and I looked up sometime like a year ago how to get like a library card, and I was shocked because there's digital library cards, and I was like, that's something I never even like thought of that like we're in the 21st century and you can have digital library cards. Like that's crazy. Um, but it's a little bit different. Apparently, you don't get full access compared to like a physical card. But the fact that you can make like an online account and have a digital card is pretty cool. But going to the
Right.
library or something like public like that, like you could, of course, you have museums. You do pay for some of
Oh yes.
them. You can go.
Hmm.
There's things that I've done that have been like with platonic friends, but like one friend showed me these murals in Salem, Mass. Salem's very famous because of like the witch trials, and so it's a big thing in Halloween to go to Salem. And I didn't go during
Hmm.
Halloween because I knew it was going to be too chaotic. But I went during the summer, and a good friend of mine, she like showed me around. There are all these like murals that are just like there, obviously like free to look at. We went to this like bar. You did have to pay. It was like a barcade. So it was called Bit Bar. So a lot like really really like cool themes like Nintendo video game themed, food items and drinks. And then of course they had like the arcade. So like an arcade could be a pretty good. There was actually a place I went to. I forgot what it's called, but it's in Worcester, Mass, and that's like an hour west of Boston. Um, it it was like basically like you pay $10 cover, and then you can play any games you want. So there's no prizes, there's no tokens, but like you pay once to get in, and then you just play all night. No time limit. Um, so
Really?
yeah, it's interesting because that's purely the pure play, right? You're not there necessarily to win the prize or the thing. So, you have to kind of discard that. But if you purely just want to go play, like, there was a lot of things there. There was Excite Bike. There was games I'd never seen before. Dig Dug, things that I've heard of but had never played before.
Mhm.
You had like the original Mortal Kombat, the original Tekken, the original Street Fighter. You had
Nice.
Dr. Mario. I had never played Dr. Mario, and it was
Oh
there.
yes, nice.
And so I'm like, this could be a pretty cool day. And it was actually a girl. Like she
Mhm.
was celebrating her birthday, and she lives closer to Worcester, so it's kind of hard for people to come. Like she'll come to Boston for stuff, but it's like a good drive, like 45 minutes probably.
Mhm.
And for me, I happened to be already going towards that direction for another thing. I was in like near Marlborough, Mass. I think was the
Mhm.
town Framingham. I don't remember Natick. It was somewhere. I think it was Natick. So I was already like going towards the west. So then it was only like 25 minutes to keep driving to Worcester. So I was like, you know what? And she invited me last minute, but it was a Friday. I didn't have work the next day. It was chill, and so I was like, I didn't think of it explicitly, but looking back on it, like if you know that the person's into that, you'd be like, hey, let's have some free play, or it could be like a Dave and Buster esque thing. Um,
Yeah.
Depends on, of course, how much you're trying to shell out for the tickets and the tokens. But Lucky Strike is another one where it can be not bad. I guess if you're into like bowling and like games like
Mhm.
you know, is it skee ball, air hockey, um,
Mhm.
or foosball, like you could do something like that, something that's a little competitive but fun and hopefully relatively cheap.
Right.
Um, I don't know. I'm not really huge into like bowling and some of those. Some people might like
Mhm.
laser tag, but you kind of need a bigger group like for like an actual team. Um, I've heard people talk about paintball. I mean, again, these are girls who really like the throw, right? Um,
Mhm.
I've never been paintballing, but that would be fun to do one day. Um,
Yes.
so there's like just a few different activities, but I guess if you're really looking for like the near free, you would have to use public goods, outdoor spaces, museums, parks, libraries.
Mhm. Yeah, and even then, like you brought up well, Rocky, you brought up a good point, where it's like you go to like to the mall or like a heavy
Mm,
area, and see you can tell the best story by using the people as the characters. That's
fun.
actually pretty smart. It's out of the box, original, if you ask me. And just sit there and be like, okay, you know, people watching and this, that, and the third, which is some people may find it weird, but at the same time, it's kind of engaging because now you kind of get to see how your date kind of views the world, their perspective, and their ideas, and you know, just let the creativity flow and whatnot. But then again, going back to the park idea and whatnot, it's almost based upon the weather, how the weather is in your area. If it's suitable for it, go for it. Knock yourself out. Dave and Buster's, yes, phenomenal. I would say yes to Dave and Buster's any day. And even then, um, told the missus that one of these days I was going to have to take her up to Grand Rapids because that's where the closest Dave and Buster's at to us right now is at Grand Rapids. But we'll go to Dave and Buster's and just have a good time. She's never been. Like, dude, you would love it. You would love it. I think we. I matter of fact, no, I take that back. I think we went once. I think we went once, and she enjoyed herself and whatnot. But I was like, you know what, we should go again. And so I told her that once we figure out what we're gonna do and whatnot, shoot up to the Grand Rapids, go to Dave and Buster's, and just have a good old time. And let's see, what else is a good one. Um, what else would be a good date that's not going to break the bank? Yeah. So chat. So matter of fact, chat, we're gonna get you guys involved in this too. So what are your ideas? What are your ideas? You heard from us. We want to hear from you. What are your ideas of a good date that doesn't break the bank? I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post it in the chat.
I definitely need to get some Vaseline. especially in this weather. Skin is cracked. Yes, more date ideas, please. Not that I'm using this for research or anything.
You're using it for science.
Science, yes. For science.
So there goes the question.
I guess that. Oh yeah, yes, exactly. Like what Mish said though is onto something. Like, I mean, not everyone's gonna be comfortable with necessarily going back and chilling at the first date or whatever, or like as a first date or even after. Like, but I mean, of course, like if someone's really like, I guess, low maintenance and like they don't mind just kind of like hanging out and watching something, like some people are really down with that. And at that point, they're probably more interested just in spending the physical quality time with you than the actual thing that you're watching. But if you know that they are really just like down to like chill, then find something mutual, find something. I mean, there's people who like they weren't, I wasn't dating them, but we were kind of close in different ways. And maybe I've like watched YouTube videos with a friend and I've learned new things, or like we've seen some like old kind of throwback videos from like 2010 or even like early, maybe like late 2000s YouTube, and kind of going back to some of like the older comedy, like Derek's comedy back when Donald Glover wasn't even Childish Gambino, even before he was on the Community. Now I'm not saying like that's like a date, but like, if it's really like just a chill, like, they're into, like there's one girl who you could say I was talking to, and like her roommate was into comedy, and she showed me, it's kind of funny because like the girl who I actually came there to visit, she was like gone for like probably an hour or more. So I was talking to her roommate who actually lived there. And her roommate put on this like comedy. It was that guy, Carmichael, like he's a black guy who just came out actually on one of his recent Netflix specials. And I was just watching it, and she, because I had happened to mention like comedy was a thing that like I would be maybe interested in if I like was serious about being a creative, and like I actually had time or like wanted to put energy into that. It would have to be comedy, making content, or God forbid, like if I wanted to actually go the stand up or improv route to like scare myself a little bit. And so she was talking, because I guess she's a creative, like she's maybe an artist or something. But in any case, like she just started playing like this Carmichael thing, and she was talking about some different comedy specials, and I'm like, this could be like a really dope, like, if I was actually interested in her type of thing, like we could just be here talking about comedy, and like comedy that's not very appropriate like Louis C.K. or others, where they're like these guilty pleasures, and you can kind of like, just take in the ludicrous, I don't even know if that's a word, the ludicrousness of it all.
There you go.
I think you could have like a lot of fun, honestly. I know one girl's really into documentaries. Like she loves documentaries, whether about true crime, or other things, right? Like, and so like it could be a thing like, yo, let's watch this documentary. So when you really know their interest and if they're down to like watch something, I mean, there's people who are down. I just haven't made the time to like, or effort or energy to like, invite them into my space and do something, or go to their space and do something. So you kind of have to get that dynamic working, but like, yeah. Festivals for sure, Chad. I do think that there's like a lot of events that happen, and if you're really clever about it, like you can like take advantage of certain things. There's definitely the unknowns, and like you kind of have to like, I feel like it's like being president. It's like you have to handle the crises that could happen. I mean, I overthink a lot, so I think about like what could happen. Not like literal like, oh my god, there's a bomb threat crisis, but just like things being chaotic and like trying to figure out, do you lose your parking? Like just things that are a lot. But I guess that's part of the pressure of real life. So you could put yourself in a little bit more like a dynamic environment that's not as like cleanly planned, like something like an outdoor festival, trying to like, I know some people like going to the beach. I've never done that as a date, but like,
oh yeah,
I've done it as like social events type thing, like, young networking professionals or just people wanting to go to the beach. I've done it like with maybe 2 other people. Technically there was a girl I went to the beach with, but she was like also like a roommate for like 3 weeks. So when I was doing a summer internship in like Norfolk, Virginia. So that's like right by Virginia Beach. And she was a little older than me. So she went to the school. I wasn't going to that school. I was just there for the summer doing research. But she was like, hey, let's go to Virginia Beach. And it was like a Sunday night, like one of the first weeks of the program. and it was like chill. I wouldn't call it like a date. I mean, me and her were definitely talking. She was my roommate just that summer. Though we did keep in touch or whatever. But like, yeah, I've never done it, but there's the whole like long walk on the beach. Chad, I know you said a movie. I do think that movies can be, you can play a movie well. You definitely can use a movie. Like I know this one person. Like I mentioned, I went on a date like maybe a month ago or so. It's crazy to say. It was like the week before before Valentine's Day, and so she wanted to go see a movie. And I'd be down to go see it. It's just the timing of like movies, and I've done this with like other friends, like not people who I've been dating, but other friends who I tried to watch movies with, and it is so extra to like try to figure out the timing. Especially if you don't live like particularly close to each other, like you could live like 30 minutes or further. But I do think a movie can actually be a good idea. It wouldn't necessarily be someone who like maybe I just met and it's like our first date. But like if you've been kind of chilling with someone and you know that you might like want to see a movie, that could work well, especially if it's a genre that you know is cool. Like I've done it to see friends who I haven't seen in a while. Like when I would come home to Maryland, for instance, and I would see friends who I hadn't seen in a while, and we'd go see a movie. Like some of those movies were not the best movies. Some of them were cool. Like I liked Aquaman. I saw it with some friends. But at that point, you're just kind of going because you want to be with the people, right? And even though it's a little counterproductive sometimes, it can work well if you're into the same genre and it's something that you know. Like me and my siblings, we were big on watching the Marvel movies together. Even if it wasn't in the theater, we would like get some kind of DVD after the fact and watch it at home. And so like there's definitely a lane for that. And even me and my brother, right? Because I'm kind of extrapolating this to general bonding, but me and my brother, because there was a point where like, we were really close in high school. Then college, we did go to the same college. He transferred community college. And then I left to go to grad school out of state. And so I feel like I had lost touch with him a bit. I hadn't really been talking to him as much. So when I came back, I was like, hey, I know you were into Daredevil, right? Like, and I was like, I'm kind of interested to watch, because I like the Marvel movies. So I was like, hey, maybe we can watch Daredevil. So he had already seen it, but he basically watched season 1 with me on Netflix. It was only like 10 days. Like we didn't have a lot of time because I was only home for like a 10-day break, like in May after the spring semester before going back to do like summer research. Because it was grad school and, the summers can be a little bit much. But anyway, that was cool. So, yeah, I mean, just whatever your interests are, you can kind of turn them into dates depending on how you frame it. And I think about not just dates, but like me meeting up with friends, right? Like friends who I haven't seen in a while. A lot of them are sometimes female friends, and I'm like, where can we meet? Like, it doesn't have because I don't want to necessarily go get food and be forced to get food. But where do you meet? And it's such a difficult question. Like, where are we supposed to go? Like, bars are cool, coffee shops are cool. But I mean, bars can be interesting because of the alcohol presence, obviously. Coffee shops are kind of a nice one, I would say. But there is that dynamic of, do you want to treat this like a restaurant, get the most expensive baguette or like Southwest Chipotle chicken sandwich that you can? I mean, not that that's the fanciest thing, but you get the point. Let me look at the chat real quick.
Yeah.
Allow me to see how she handles situations. Volunteer options, cheaper, free. No, actually, I think what you're saying, Rocky, stress testing makes sense. And I know people have said that doing like even competitive activities are nice because it brings a side out of them that's like, it's a little bit less guarded. Like it's a little more like, okay, you're kind of just getting into the flow. Like, it's nice to kind of curate something that's like as stress free as possible. But like sometimes. I love how you said that, Chad. You're like Rocky. Yeah, Gil, please. Like, I want to hear both sides actually, because I feel like I go on a lot of relatively a lot of friend dates, and I'm trying to figure out more how to do these friend dates. One thing that I said, and I think I've mentioned it here on the stream, was the idea of cooking together with people, right? Technically, I did, I guess, have a date where I brought someone to cook over to cook, and like we met on Tinder, but like I really like kept it friendly. Like I didn't like push it to go into that like extra region. And so one time I was like, because she's vegetarian, and so I was like, well, maybe we can cook something. She's like, I'd be totally down to come over and cook. So we made some fried rice. It was pretty basic. Honestly, I wish I had like more stuff to spruce it up. But we chatted, we talked. It was cool. Had a good conversation, and that was that. But I think the idea of coming over and cooking together is like a pretty good. Like my friend said, she said that this is A1. Then she said S rank. She's like, this is an S rank or S tier, which I felt like is such a Naruto or anime thing to say. She's like, this is an S rank or S tier friend activity, cooking together. Because you can cook for someone, but I think if you cook together, like that is a pretty like, or even we're friends, right? What do you have to do to these poor women? Even like shopping. I've heard someone say that going shopping together is like an interesting thing to kind of see where their mind is at. Hey, knock out an errand while you're at it, right? But there are a lot of like regular activities that you can do and kind of turn into something like date-esque. I mean, even some good friends of mine I've gone shopping with. Now, granted, some of them didn't have cars, but like it was still kind of cool to go, and we give each other ideas of things that we might need. Because at that point, I had like moved to a new apartment, so Lord knows I needed the ideas. If you're into cars, I know someone mentioned going car shopping. I mean, that already can be a stressful thing, but like, you can make it a little less stressful, I guess. Plus, it's like the kind of love language with like active service or even like quality time where it's like, hey, I'm doing something like car shopping, car searching, apartment searching, but we're gonna make it kind of like a little more fun, or even just being there for the other person. Again, I know these are not like what you would think of necessarily regular date ideas, but if you're talking to someone and you're like, hey, I want to do something for you or something with you, or like, hey, I don't mind like tagging along for this. You're busy, but let me kind of do this or help out with this. That could be like a way to score points too. And it could be something that you legitimately like doing. Tell me with photo shoots. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's kind of nice when you like can like incorporate some of the things you need to do, and then like have it like a little more fun with friends. And like this is another idea I've talked about where it's like if you need to get like errands done or like block off time to do things, you could do it with friends, almost like an app where you schedule time and you kind of like are both on like a video call or like a text chat if you can't use video or a phone call. Or like, maybe you need to be doing phone calls like to customer service or for like certain things, like if you're calling apartments, scheduling, just things that you need to do, but you don't feel like you have the time to do or the motivation. And so you can like have an app where you basically can kind of like get a buddy to like motivate you to do certain things, not like a motivation, not like an accountability buddy where you just kind of like check in here and there, but you literally have them like with you while you're both doing individual tasks. One of my sisters called it a hackathon, which was kind of like a fun way of describing it. She would do that for her job where she would like tag up with her sister or our sister, our other sister, or like her sister's friends, and they would get on a video call while they were at their respective jobs doing their own thing. And so now something that would have been much more draining is now like a lot more fun and you feel more energized. And I feel like low-key I've thought of like a dating idea with that. My idea was not for dating. It was just so I could like get my life together because of my ADHD and everything else. But I've also thought like, well, this could be interesting for dating where you actually are like trying to do certain things. And because you're so busy, you don't have time outside of maybe some of this, but you guys can kind of like help each other out. I don't know. It's a little quirky, but it's something that I've thought of before. I'd rather see the Tuesday version of them. Now, what are you trying to say, Rocky? That actually reminds me of another dating idea where I was like, I wish Elle was here to hear this because literally it would be like, take this L, or not even take this L, but it would be about like flaws. So basically you talk about your flaws and your insecurities, which is kind of deep, right? Like people don't really want to expose that about themselves, but you'd rather just kind of talk about what you feel are like your flaws, because you never know these things about people until you're dating, and then you're far in, and then you're like, oh, I didn't know about this. So it might be nice to just kind of like bond over these kind of flaws or like toxic behaviors, kind of like self-deprecating, a little whimsical, but also kind of real. And you kind of like are trying to put out those things that you are trying to improve on. And then people know, right? And it's all about like wanting to like admit and recognize these things and then get better. But I thought like that would be cool to like, I don't know how you would set up an algorithm to match people based on their flaws, or maybe it's not so much algorithmically based on it. But no, I like that's like right now I'm like revealing all these things. An idea I thought for that would be cool for the stream is like throwaway app ideas that you know you're never going to turn into a business or an app, so you might as well just share them out so someone else can use them.
Right.
So I feel like I'm kind of doing that here, and they're relevant to the topic relatively, where you can bond over certain things. Well, maybe not like a date, but somewhat tangential.
No, you're good, but it does bring in a whole new different aspect to it, because if your date is comfortable kind of exposing themselves and whatnot, and they're okay with doing that aquarium date, ooh, yes,
I've heard
zoo
about that.
date,
I've definitely heard about people say that.
yes, going to the museums, the art museums. I know we talked about that too as well. But even still, like it'll give you a picture, if um it'll give you a picture if you guys are going to be compatible or not. And even then, that'll probably be a good indication, inclination of, yeah, I don't think this is going to work out because of blah 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 blah, whatever the case may be. So I think it's good. I think it's good to kind of do a lot of things that are outside the box to, um, to see how things are going to work. Let's see. Mhm. True, true, so true. Because even then, what that does is, rather than having that person feel like super uncomfortable, now you kind of, not only are you causing them to kind of think a little bit more about the response, but you're also going to see, and again, to your point, Rocky, like how that person is mentally, what's their psyche like what's going through their brain, and how they are going to articulate how they're feeling. And even if like their words kind of get jumbled up, or if their brain, if they're like me, brain moves like 1,000 miles a second, and the mouth is still trying to catch up with the brain, or the brain's trying to catch up with the mouth, and it don't work out that way, yeah, you get to see where that person is at. Um, and just have fun. Just have fun. I know for myself personally, I have not been on friend dates. Just throwing that out there. So this is pretty much going to be like new to me, especially in the career that I'm going into, dealing with um, children and whatnot. So it'll be cool. It'll be nice to just to kind of um, hang out with other peers, hang out with my peers, and just kind of like glean from them, and you know, listen to their stories, listen to their ups and their downs, and just pretty much um, use them in a way to better myself, because I don't have all the answers, they don't have all the answers, but if we work together, we'll find all the common answers, and become better people at the end. So that'd be cool. That'd be great. Um, whew, poor Elle, wherever she's at. Elle, we miss you, but we get it. We understand. But yeah, no, this is all good.
It's-
This is all good.
it's my damn- Dope.
Oh, I get that.
What's wrong with you? Yeah, Rocky, good point. um yeah, okay, no, but yeah, I both solid
Mhm.
comments honestly all around. And you too, Ron, for sharing everything.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is solid. This is solid. This is solid. And so, uh, geez. No, but even still,
I got
it's still good. I still get what you're out. I know she said that she had to kind of restart or reboot a lot of stuff, and so you know, who knows? Who
She got
knows?
stuck in an alternate dimension where all her friends are taking her out on friend dates. So
Boom.
she's a little preoccupied at the moment.
Or she got a one way ticket to the island. That's my guess. She got a one way ticket to the island. Hey,
I need to find the first stream where we brought this up because I feel like I missed a little bit of like how the context came about, but I just know that there's like island with gray sweatpants and it's a reality show or something.
no, ain't no reality show. No, that thing is real.
Oh man.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ouch.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So was the version of L we were talking to earlier, was that the wrong version or was that the correct version? Did she need to get an update? What what are we doing? Tell me.
I'm dick. Wait, was this part of the island thing? And then some guys left and they can talk to other guys about the dance. Yeah, so this is actually interesting. First, I thought you were about to say about like guys being able to talk to their women friends and being more vulnerable, but I actually think this is important too. Like guys talking to
Yes.
guys if they're like willing to actually share what happened, what went wrong, if they're honest, right, and not just kind of like because a good friend of mine, Brandon, he was saying like we're all the protagonists and sort of victims in our own stories, and so like things obviously are going to be skewed from our perspective. But if you can kind of get like the true picture from your guy friends, yeah, for sure, you're going to be able to sort of like because not everyone likes talking about that. I mean, some people do, right? But like even like when I was in college, I mean, one of my roommates did talk about how he was interested in the girl, and like when they said that they broken up, but he wanted to get back with her, and I mean, usually like he's like really jokingly, like he's always joking around, not super serious. So it was kind of like, oh snap, he's actually like sharing. Okay. Now I didn't exactly like press on like how things ended. That might have been interesting if I was like, so what happened? Do you think like things went wrong on your end, on her end? But being able to I think have that conversation is is actually very valuable. So good point, Rocky.
Oh yeah. Very good point. Yeah. No, really good points, really solid points. And even then, I mean, even as we go through this month, because it does open up like a lot more conversations to be had and to be held and whatnot, because then we get to kind of look at things a little bit more differently, you know? And so the one thing as kind of getting close to that time, but not yet and whatnot. Um, let's see. Post this one up really quick. True. True. That is so true. That is solid true. Very much true. Very much true. And even then, like I find me and the missus, we find ourselves doing that with our oldest. and whatnot. And you know, we we trust him in a way where like he can come to us and talk to us about anything and everything what's going on, the ins and the outs, the ups and the downs, and we do the best that we can to steer him in the right direction. With the main thing, obviously, is do make sure you protect yourself. You know, both mentally, emotionally, and physically, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in some mess you don't need to be involved in. You know, and even in the sexual aspect, you know, just like, you know, hey, listen, I understand you're getting up there in age and this, that, and the third. You know, if you could hold off, that'd be great and whatnot, and go do what you want to do whenever you want to do it, however you want to do it. That'd be great, and everything else. So keep that in mind, and also just remember your goals. Remember what you want to do. Remember your accomplishments that you want to do, especially before you graduate. Like keep that at the forefront of your brain, and shoot for the moon. You know, even if you don't land on the moon and you land amongst the stars, you at least did something. You at least did something. So that's really cool. But then again, you know, it's just helpful to have that oh that environment. It's very helpful to have that environment to have those type of conversations, to be able to open up and they and just basically just be very much raw and authentic with everything that's going on. And even then having a good time afterwards. Because what's the point of growing if you're not willing to be uncomfortable in some areas or even a lot of areas? Just throwing that out there. So, as we're getting ready to wind down, chat, do you guys have any questions for us? Oh yeah, and here's the crazy thing about it is this, like my own dad, I talk to him more now as an adult versus as a kid, and even as a teenager. Like he would say some very off the wall stuff, and I'm sitting here looking at him like, dude, you are off your rocker. Like, what are you talking to me about? You know, and it's just, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say they were too wrong. They were probably just right to help you to become the person that you are. But again, you know, you got the message, Toby. You got the message. You got the message.
I get something.
Okay. As long as you get the message, whatever you do, don't dig too deep. Just let it ride.
All right.
Boom.
Fight between them undead. Oh man, I wish I could say this is true. I mean, for the times where I literally did have people who were cooking in tandem, I mean, they were friends with each other. It's actually funny. A bunch of them are no longer friends with each other, not because of me actually, but because of other reasons. But it is weird because I'm still friends with all of them individually. So I'm like, well, I literally can't actually have some of them people come over and cook and have fun, because they're not gonna front. I mean, one person literally told me, like, this is real. Like, I was called on my birthday, very sweet. Like, it was around 2 something a.m., which is hilarious that they knew I would be up. But
Mhm.
they called me, and it was so great. One of them I hadn't even like seen in like many, many months, like since October, November, probably like late October around things Halloween. And the other friend I did see a little more frequently, talk to more often. But that friend, the one who I've been more in touch with, she's friends with another good friend. Both of them, are friends who had cooked together at my place before, but they're no longer friends as of like a year now. Yeah, basically about a year, maybe a little less. And so my friend was like, if you bring, like, he's like, because I was saying how I might want to have people over to cook as like a friend thing, but hopefully keep it small. But she was like, yeah, just know, like, if that one person is there, like her ex friend, basically, he was like, it's on site. Like, it's me and her, it's going to be on site, like squaring up. And I was like, yeah, no, you can't do that. Like, you cannot bring that energy and that kind of stuff into this apartment. I don't know
Sheesh.
myself anymore. But not only that, like, even if I did live by myself, I still don't want that energy. Like, I've had things happen in my past places where people were doing too much, and I either had like hookah that burned like the carpet or like the countertops, or people fought and broke like a coffee table, or even like my what do you call it, kettle? The kettle was whatever. The coffee table was much more important. So I was like, yeah, we're not bringing that kind of energy into here. Like, that's absolutely not it.
Yeah, Mish, that's what I'm saying.
These people are fighting tangentially, not because of me. But like it's yeah. But I mean, it's kind of like a tangent because of like what you said, what you asked Rocky. In real life, like, you do have to kind of be, I guess, careful. Like, I don't know if you're going to do something like that. I mean, the other thing too is like people know where you live. I mean, not that my friends are crazy, but like people can be crazy and just show up with no warning, right? So like there's like in real life, you really would not want to be doing that because you're gonna get something messed up. Someone's tires are gonna get slashed or something bad's gonna happen. But again, the issues that I have or my friends have with each other is completely separate, not because these aren't even girls I was involved with. Right. Maybe some of them, like, I had like little flirtation. Please hold on. You really have a shot. I'm dead.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh man. But I get it.
So I just
that is hilarious.
I am dead.
Wow. Toby.
Yeah, no, I saw it. That's why I was like, oh my God, like that's the comment. That's the one. That is the one.
Just saying. Just saying. That is hilarious. Man. That is hilarious. All right. So it's getting close to that time. And we don't have to go. We we know that you don't have to go home, but we finna get up out of here because we got some other stuff that we're gonna get done. But at the same time, same token, we still want to again thank you for everybody coming in, tuning in, even during the technical ups and downs, the blackouts, the whatevers, and whatevers that's been going on. The comments, loved them. First time chatters, again, thank you for showing up. And then, of course, right. But then again, I mean, true. But then again, knowing Elle, she's probably somewhere lurking in the shadows.
Everyone.
So Elle, wherever you at, Elle, we see you. You know, you may not be here in the studio, but we still see you somewhere out in cyberspace. We know you're out there. We know that you are out there. Yeah, yes. Yes. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's been it's just been a very wild a very wild experience. And even then, circling back to Gil's comment from original from earlier in the stream, like, I'm good. I am good. You know, just like I was telling L in our chat and whatnot. It's just it's causing me to evaluate life a lot more. And even then, like you guys, if you guys haven't heard, like the two gentlemen whose funerals I went to, you know, they were within my age gap. They were within like that late 20s to like the early mid 30s range, you know. And so if you think about it, if you're, because the youngest, the guy, the first one, 25, the second one, the funeral service that I went to, he was about 35, 36. So you put me in there, I'm 34. So I'm kind of like right in that middle age gap. And even then, prior to those two, there were three more who were also within that same age gap, in that age range. So you figure if you're in your late 20s, going into your early 30s or your mid 30s, that's that age gap, that's that age range. And it was just kind of like, it was messing with me. Like I told her, it was messing with me. It caused me to think about my quality of life. It caused me to evaluate, like, if my time comes up before, you know, whenever, you know, what type of legacy am I going to leave behind? Like, what am I going to, like, what are people going to say about me? You know, whose lives have I impacted in a more so positive way? So, you know, it's just one of those things where when it hits home for real. And when it hits home for real, it hits hard. We get it. We get it, L. And you know, I blame your governor. I don't care what nobody says. I blame your governor. I blame your governor. I blame that. I blame him. I blame him. I blame your governor. Going straight to the top. Anything that's happening in Florida that is wrong, I'm blaming him. Mhm. I don't care. I'm blaming him. I'm blaming him. Even the massive hurricanes, yep, blaming him. Even if the housing crisis is coming to the float, yep, blaming him. Even if immigration is happening, yep, blaming him. Blame it. Everything on him. Everything. But yeah, yeah. And so, like I said, it just really does put things in perspective. A lot. It puts a lot of things in perspective. It's so um yeah, again, you guys. Yeah, listen. I would not be surprised if it does happen. I would not be surprised. Me, I'd be conflicted. I would be conflicted a lot. I would be conflicted a lot because now I'm like, man, got a hurricane named after me, but then again, I also got a hurricane named after everybody else whose name is Ron. Like, nope, y'all can keep it. Y'all can keep it. Facts, but they can't shut this one down. In the words of the baby kids, we don't die, we multiply. Like, we gonna find another way to get back up. That much I do know. Right? They gonna try. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But yeah, that's that might do it for tonight. And again, like we say, y'all ain't got to go home. You ain't got to do anything else. But
Hurricane Ron. I realized I was mute, but I was just laughing at the his last few
yeah,
comments. Oh man.
yeah, that's yeah. I like I said, I'll feel conflicted about it. I would definitely feel conflicted about it because it'll be a good thing, but then they're gonna like, man, do I really want to go through this? Because If I don't have to, I don't want to. Just throwing that out there. I really don't want to. But again, we do appreciate everybody for coming in.
Yes.
We do.
Absolutely. A lot of good feedback, a lot of good vibes. Though I'm very sad that we don't have our wisdom, our Triforce of Wisdom.
Yes.
To be here to share her wisdom and to close us out in the wisest way.
Yes. 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 And please, if you guys have not if you guys haven't listened to L's latest podcast on the Agreeable Gray Area podcast, please check that out. Check that out. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I love it. I love it. And even with the tangents that are going on, it still makes sense. It still makes sense. And even then, like the one tangent that L went on was about during the Yang campaign. True.
Yeah, for a long time, but it was a good time. Yeah, this is like one of the relatively shortest, but very still informational episodes. It's one of those like, you feel content, you feel good, and like plus, what is a string without a third?
Right.
But I completely get it because I feel like it's been a rotation. Like, Ron, you've sometimes had the problem where, like, I think when you were in like an alternate location or whatever, or some other things, and internet was kicking your butt.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I realized, you haven't been on and off nearly as much this time compared to some of the past weeks. And then even earlier, my thing was acting weird. Now I'm like crystal clear. So for the universe, it was L's turn to face the internet wrath.
Yeah. But no, you guys, and again, go check out her podcast. Like I said, the tangent she ran on during the Yang campaign. I wasn't on Reddit. Like, I was on Reddit, but I wasn't on Reddit because I didn't necessarily understand how things went on Reddit. But from what she was saying, how a lot of things went down on Reddit, I can see that. And even then, from her perspective and from her point of view and how she felt during that same time frame, it spoke a lot of volumes. And so I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I can see that. That makes a perfect sense. Makes a whole lot of sense. And El, we will have to talk about this when you get a chance. Like, she said that her podcast was personal, but like okay, it's personal, but it's public. So is it like a public personal, or is it a personal public? Like, how does that work? How does that one work out? Like, explain that one to me, because I think it's more public than anything else. But again, could be wrong. Could be wrong. It's not my podcast. It's hers. And so whatever she says goes. And yeah.
My phone decided.
I mean, but you're kind of making dollars. So
hey, it's the month. She doesn't make sense. She makes dollars. Listen.
Boom. Yes, we got time today. True. They stay ready. And even then, the smoke, it gets pushed over to social media. And so we catching all that smoke, or as my son would say it, they own that pack. Like, they own that Reddit pack. Just saying. Love you, L. Really do. But yeah, so we're gonna wrap this stream up for today. And again, we thank you guys for coming in. We thank you guys for tuning in. We thank you for the comments. We thank you for the questions, the insights, the laughter, which is always welcome. The puns, again, which are always welcome. We thank you for the lurks. We thank you for showing up and whatever else. And even if you just like, have us tabbed up and you're just listening in the background, or you're not even listening in the background, you're just doing it to help us to get into the algorithm. Again, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. You could have been anywhere else on a lovely Tuesday night, but because the fact you chose to spend it with us, the Melanated Council, on a Tuesday night, through our ups and downs, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Toby, you got anything to add before we jump out?
Nah, y'all are great as always. Thank you for staying through what was a very, technically chaotic stream, but we're solid people. Y'all are solid people, even more so, and we would be nothing without y'all. So we appreciate you guys. Seriously, you could be anywhere else, especially on with other internet connections, but yet you were here and you stayed. So you guys are the best for real.
Oh Lord. Well, L, because you're in the crowd somewhere. I saw you, but you're in the crowd.
Jordan's corner. Wait. Oh, was that
Michael B. Jordan got taste. I'm just saying. I'm gonna throw that. He's not corny. He got taste, and he got eyes. So yeah, he's not corny. He got eyes. He got good taste. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna pin drop. L, if you're still amongst the people and anything else, is there anything you would like to say to the people before we leave? Final thoughts, L.
Yes.
Because we want to give you
the last
word.
The last word. Text, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Last comment. Mm-hmm. And now it's like pressure all of a sudden. She's like, oh my God, I gotta quickly start. I can just imagine her just like, oh no, we can't end until I send this. Also, there's a delay, so I'm gonna have to actually look real quick on the live chat on YouTube.
Let's see. Can we do it?
Oh, you're gonna actually try to physically bring her on.
Hey, let's give it a shot.
That's all she wrote.
Right, let's give it a shot. Okay, here we go. All right. We good?
Well, I can see her.
Like it says on like the restream, like my internet connection is just super low, but I don't see how.
I can hear you. The visual is definitely like pretty stuck, but like I could hear you just there, like a little bit of like metallic, but like I could hear you pretty clear. Like you're making sense,
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on because like every website loads very fast. Like usually Twitter is like a shit show when it comes to video, but the video is coming in clearly when I scroll. I went to like ESPN.com, so I know there's always like a lot of stuff on that site. I don't know, it's just weird. But like I restarted my modem, and my router, I restarted my laptop, I restarted like myself. I don't know why like my signal's so low, like just here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, something like that would happen with me. Even like with this whole weird like freezing charging issue. Like if I wasn't backstage, or even like when I would be backstage, it might be okay. Then when I get brought on, it starts lagging. Like that's when I'm like my battery is low and I'm like trying to charge it. And otherwise, it won't be nearly as bad. But then something on StreamYard, or I guess even Restream, or even back in StreamYard would cause it to act up. So I don't know. If it's like just that the capability of trying to be on video / streaming your data to something, like maybe that's particularly what's not working. I don't know why it would be doing that, but it could be just that somehow is the the computer's just saying, nope, this is my limit. That I am taxed beyond this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
My
don't know.
connection is starting to go up though.
Yeah,
So that's
you
good.
start to get your picture starting to get clearer too.
Yeah, I was gonna say the picture did look like it was
Okay.
a bit, yeah.
All right. So
Hey, we got green
yeah.
bars.
Yeah, it's fine.
Woo-hoo.
Oh my
I
god.
guess it just maybe I should have just joined sooner.
Just let it play out.
Maybe,
I mean,
maybe that's probably what it needed. I don't know. Like because like I'd be really mad because I actually have like I upgraded my internet because like around the beginning of the year because it would have been the same price. And I'm just gonna hey, I'm gonna enjoy this for a year. It's a freaking gigabyte. Like 1.2 gigs of, I guess, download speeds. So it's like I want to say it's the fastest connection. I just did it just for like shits and giggles because
There you
it'll
go.
be the same price. So like my work computer was like acting up, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's just work computer, maybe it just has a bunch of stuff on it. I don't know. And then this one was just starting to act up. Then I restarted everything, and everything was just running so slowly. I was like, what the hell's going on? I've noticed that the internet has been like slow lately, but I was like, especially on my phone, 'cause that's where I primarily use it. But like my phone is like 4 years old, so I'm like, maybe it's just too old for it. But I don't know. Maybe I just need to do the classic: turn it off and turn it back on. Hopefully that resolves it.
Right.
And of course,
Right.
like this is my dining room, technically dining, living, and the internet's like right over there. The Wi-Fi. Like I physically moved the router as much as I could to just kind of take it out of the corner. I was like, maybe that's obstructing signal. I don't freaking know.
Right.
But yeah, it's driving me crazy. But yeah, sorry y'all. You always go with gigabytes, giga chat. And, no, I was trying to listen as much as I could too, but it was like slow on my phone too, and with restarting. But yeah, I did hear a little bit about the friend dates. Like that's incredibly important. Like I talk to my therapist about that sometimes too, because sometimes I just feel like I'm like alone, or because I'm usually like working on personal projects, but it's like I always want to feel productive in some way. But hanging out with friends is definitely important too, just to
True.
that's being productive. If I was understanding correctly, because I was like hearing in and out of when you guys are talking about friend dates.
Okay, so yeah, you're still catching a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah. No. You pretty much got it. And even then, excuse me. It was more so like being able to use your friends to become better,
Mm-hmm.
and not be, stuck in your own echo chamber, but have people who are going to hold you accountable and tell you, yeah, you were right, or yeah, you were wrong, and be able to not necessarily just to tear you down to beat you down, but to build you back up so that way you can become better. So that way, if you do decide to go on another date, that you're going to be a better version of yourself because you have help. And that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
No, absolutely. And thank you for mentioning like to not just tear you down, but to bring you back up, because
Hmm.
sometimes even friends could just tear you down, and that's kind of all they do.
True.
Yeah, I already feel drained because I can think of like real life examples. But yeah, getting
Same.
built up and having that like feeling refreshed, sort of, or
Hmm.
more rejuvenated is just unmatched for real.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Because, like, you know, we've all had those conversations with people, dates, coworkers, whoever, where, like conversing with them just kind of sucks you dry, essentially. Like, it just drains all your energy, and you're like, what the hell? And then sometimes you have these conversations with other people, and it's like, it just really empowers you and just like, I guess, like fills your cup, so to speak. And you just feel like you can really just, take on the world. And, it took me a long time to kind of realize that. I know I mentioned this in my podcast, some episode, I can't remember. It took me a while to realize that. I was like, wait a second. Honestly, just conversing with people is probably one of my favorite things to do because of that feeling. And then like to talk to people and like they're just kind of draining me. Like it took me a while to realize, like a lot of times I'd kind of like blame myself. I'd be like, oh, maybe I didn't have like enough sleep that day. Maybe I was just like in a bad mood. Maybe I should have had a drink or something to kind of loosen up. I was kind of like, and I was like, wait a second, it wasn't me. like this person's,
Right.
this person's just an energy drainer. This person's just very negative. But this person, this person, just complains a lot, isn't really doing anything in their life. Like, right. So, yeah, like it's crazy when, I'm not trying to sound like I am, like the best energy giver or I just have like abundance of energy or like I'm perfect or anything. Like I'm not trying to say that at all. I know for a fact that there are times when I'm sure that I know for a fact, yeah, not even like doubting it or questioning. There are times when I've drained energy out of people and people have been like upset with me and like even spoke about it like in secret or something, and then I found out later, or like they told me later, which is a good thing. It's a heartbreaking thing. It's a good thing. It's still shout out to all the straight male friends.
I still gotta watch that.
Yeah.
I still gotta watch it.
No, it's a funny. It's really fun. It's really good. But
Nice.
But yeah, like there's just certain people, certain energy, certain relationships that you just gel with, not necessarily only romantic, but also, platonic as well. But, so it's not selfish. It's not bad. It's not mean to only have those kinds of people in your life. Like we've gone through grade school. Like we've dealt with like bullies or just mean people, and we probably have that in our family, and we can't control who we have in our family. What we can control is who we let into our lives, whether like friends, spouses, relationships. If you're starting a business, whichever who you want to have work underneath you or like beside you, if you can control that, that's as much as you can control. And even it's always like just pick the people in your life wisely. Don't feel obligated that you need to help somebody or fix somebody. Just because like you may know the answers doesn't mean that they will actually take your advice or anything. Like, and don't feel like their problems are your problems. Know when to kind of like push them away. Like, but yeah, no, like I could go on and on about this. I'm making up for lost time.
So you're good. You are good.
Yeah, just just things I'm learning and realizing in my own life. So like, yeah, I would definitely cherish the friends that uplift you. Like, cherish the friends that like good vibes. Cherish like whatever kind of relationship, friendship, whatever ship. Like it's really pointless to just have people in your life that don't do that. Like it's it seems mean, but it's like it's for your own mental health, for you to like go further in life, to upgrade and uplift yourself. You got to.
Yes, Rocky. Yes, Rocky. Yes, Rocky. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can control who gets what and how much or how little. Yes,
Yeah, that's true.
I would drink to that.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Got me thinking, honestly. But
Just saying.
no, it's true. It's really true. Like, trust me. Like, there's never gonna be like it's hard. It's hard to say. Like, it sounds mean to say, but there's never really going to be a time when like that person who's draining you is going to like stop. Either you have to put like some sort of boundaries, or you just gotta like slowly push them out of your life
Hmm.
until like they kind of get the memo, which is like, of course, setting a boundary, but sometimes boundary just sounds like, you know, it's like goodbye, but not really. But yeah, until you can wish them the best. You can wish them the best from afar. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that loving from afar thing is
Hmm.
critical.
Yes, and it's good because like you get to see the whole picture of the person because they're not so up close up
Right.
into your life, so you start to see the full picture, and you're like, okay, I can see if this person can really be in my life or try to bridge the gap, or if it's just best to just kind of keep them at bay, far away. Like,
Hmm.
I've seen that with people. It's reassuring oftentimes because it's like like sometimes like guys that I've dated or a thing or like seeing them like on social media or what like they're posting and whatever, it's like, oh, okay, you're still shitty, that's good. I'm not like like it's good that we're not dating anymore, and it's good to have that kind of reinsurance. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But yeah.
I agree.
But
I agree. Alrighty. So,
yes.
with that being said, L, final thoughts before we skedaddle until next week.
I don't know, time is worth more than money, so
That's a nugget.
yeah.
That's actually a very we're gonna hold that thought for later. I just read something about. I'm gonna find the post and share. It was a Quora answer that was very interesting about the exchange of money and time, and so that just triggered something. But very good nugget. Thank you, Al.
Yes.
No worries.
I'm telling y'all, L don't miss. When she shoots, she don't miss. She don't miss. Not at
Well,
all.
except that one time. Sorry, Al, that she did shoot her shot and the person wasn't for it, but she knew beforehand that was going to happen. So I guess
But the person was what?
no. You were telling the story of like you told someone that you liked them and they rejected you, but you already knew that it was going to happen.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I was like, I had to make like one little jab because we always gas you up so much.
I mean, like, I still hooked up with him though.
Oh, okay,
Again.
that's a crucial part of the
Again.
story.
Well,
That
like,
was-
way
don't-
later, like, they're in an open relationship. Long story, but
Actually, same thing happened to me. Oh my god, I shot my shot at someone, was literally rejected with the cheek being turned away while I tried to kiss them, and then 3 years later, this past summer was interesting. So I got my comeuppance. Actually, no, I'm gonna not use that phrase because that sounds like a pun.
I didn't even think of that. I was gonna say like redemption.
My redemption arc, yes,
Yes.
it all came full circle, like a transmutation.
Woo.
I just finished watching Fullmetal Brotherhood Alchemist today. Like I finally finished the last episode today after not having watched it in years. I've been like binge watching it the last like maybe 4 or 5 weeks. So that's what I was being so coy about on the previous stream. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to get an accidental spoiler. But I finally finished that freaking show, and I'm so happy I did. So now I can watch Death Note probably, or some other show. You guys in the Discord recommend what next anime I should watch.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes. I told y'all, Elle don't miss.
Yeah.
She don't miss. She like, I'm a shoot. Like, it's off target. Nah, it'll hit it. Boom. Elle don't miss. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. Listen, for real. We gotta go. We gotta go. And we gotta get rest because we gotta be productive citizens of the United States of America and to ourselves and to our community. And yeah, we gotta be productive. So we're dropping off, we're signing off. Catch us in the Discord. Mish, if you are still on Twitch, go ahead and drop that link for the Discord for us one good time for the people. And yeah, come chill with us on Discord. We are always there available to talk and posting memes and videos and whatnots for laughs, jokes, and giggles. So the party does not end here. We continue it through Discord. So we got that. But again, if you can't make it to Discord, that's fine. We will catch you guys next week. Same time, same channel, same trio. But you never know. We might bring a guest or two. You never know. You just got to tune in and watch. All right. With that being said, we are out of here. Good night. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Much appreciated. And I'm glad Elle got to say her last word. She still hit.
Yep. Told y'all.
That's true. I did. So